Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Yo, man, subscribe, become a member, leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Never too early in the week to eat that fried rice and chicken wings with some cucumber and watercress. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, a lot going on in boxing. So much going on, I feel like my damn head is spinning. You know what I'm saying? So I said, all right, I ain't got time to be breaking down individual videos on these topics. So I'm going to just hit you with like a combination punch. We're going to talk about a few things, and I'm going to get me a cup of coffee and chill till my sons come home. What's going on out here with all these fighters, man? Jaron, Ennis, and Vergil Ortiz. Are they going to fight? What the hell they doing, man? Now you're hearing that they're sitting here having negotiations, serious conversations. But before, somebody seemed like they were putting duck sauce on the fried rice. So now all of a sudden they're trying to convince us that there's going to be some talks. And this is the reality. Hey, yo, listen, a matchup between Ennis and Ortiz. I'm so tired talking about it, but it's been one of the most heavily anticipated fights in modern super welterweight history. Both men are undefeated. Both are considered future pound-for-pound stars. And both have knockout power that gives fans guaranteed action. Ortiz is going to step to Jaron. Jaron is going to sit there and his very athletic style of boxing, kind of Roy Jones-ish. And he's not looking to take a step back. It's going to be the ultimate mash-up, crash-up at 154 pounds. Both are considered future pound-for-pound stars, and both have knockout power that gives fans guaranteed action. You sit there and ask fans who you think is going to win, they're going to be pretty split on it. Some people say Vergil Ortiz is proven. Others say Ortiz passes the eye test, although they don't feel he's proven yet because of the level of competition. They say you can just see that. It doesn't matter who you put in front of him. He is going to tranquilize him. All I can say is the talks for this fight are heating up. Not just with fans, because the division is opening up. Spence said he's going to come back, so everybody's excited about him at 154. Thurman is bubbling. Fundora's bubbling. Abbas Baru and Xander Zayas are getting busy. You got Majimov. You got Tszyu coming back fighting. You got what's his name? Murtazali was about to fight not Josh Taylor. He's about to fight Josh Kelly. And there are other names at 154, getting busy. I think I mentioned Fundora as well. But the bottom line is, it's not just about Spence coming back. It's not about Crawford anymore. You just got a whole division that's wide open, and you got a new generation taking over, okay? But I will say this. This fight has always been stalled because somehow these two, their careers have never aligned at the same time. When Ennis was rising, Ortiz was dealing with health scares and inactivity. When Ortiz came back at 154, Ennis was doing the business down there at 147 pounds. Now the matchup is going to take place at 154. They're trying to work out the negotiations, but I just think although it's going to be a brutal, violent chess match, this shit about the A side, B side, C side, D side. Hey, how about this? Kiss my ass. Not on the left side, not on the right side, but get right in the middle, because tired of the shenanigans when it comes to this. Yo, boxing fans, okay, we don't care about all this. We don't want to hear about this political bullshit. Don't come talking this A side shit. All that means is that you're putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Oscar De La Hoya, yeah, Ortiz, he's the A side. Ortiz. Shut up, man. How about this? Just make the goddamn fight. Well, Ortiz is the A side, man. Get out of here. Jaron Boots Ennis. People watch that fight. Now, if they do it in Texas, then, you got to understand, Ortiz, he's going to be the draw. But the person people are going to be watching, this fight is made. I'm telling you, and I'm not biased. I don't care. They're going to be watching Jaron Boots Ennis. People are going to be tuning in to watch Jaron Boots Ennis. And that's just a fact. People don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you, they're going to be watching Jaron Boots Ennis. Damn Amazon man putting something in front of my door. Hold on. All right, sorry. That was the hold on. Close them French doors to my office. They got all that Christmas stuff coming in for the kids while they're in school, so they delivering it. I don't like to leave it in front of the house. Nobody gonna come through here and steal nothing, not in this neighborhood, but if so, you have to put the bings on somebody. But the bottom line is, we don't want to hear this BS about negotiations, man. Just make the fight. Jaron Ennis, smoother, slicker technician, elite footwork, explosive angles, sniper-like accuracy, very, very powerful. Ortiz is more physically imposing, pressure fighter, crunching body shots, forward driving aggression. If Ortiz lands, he can get you out of there. He has power. But so does Jaron. So if the fight gets made, I think some people are going to try to say this is a Hagler Hearns for the new era. I don't know about that, Hagler Hearns. But stylistically, I could understand Hagler, Ortiz, coming forward pressure. Hearns, kind of boxer, a little longer, a little ranger. Jaron Ennis, but Jaron is more like Roy Jones. It'll be considered like a dream match as if Hagler fought Roy Jones. Because really, Jaron really is kind of like a Roy Jones, man, with that. Teofimo Lopez is kind of like that too. They have that athletic boxer puncher style. And not many people have that. And they do very well at it. So it will be a very good fight. Something fans will be looking forward to. But one fight fans aren't really looking forward to, and it's a sad day for title boxing, is this Gassiev-Pulev shit. Who wants to see that? I mean, if you're a diehard boxing fan and maybe you don't care, as long as you see two people in there with gloves on, it could be a goddamn two kangaroos fighting. You'll be tuning into that. Matter of fact, I'd probably rather watch two goddamn kangaroos fighting than Gassiev and Pulev. I mean, these two guys fighting for any version of a heavyweight world title is a reminder that what's wrong with boxing and sanctioning bodies. They're just trying to get that Wu-Tang cream, cha-ching-ching, dollar bill, y'all. Gassiev hasn't had a meaningful win at heavyweight, man, and Pulev's pushing 40+ and hasn't beaten an elite fighter since the Klitschko era. Matter of fact, Pulev's so old, I'm sure if that man eats soup and fart, he'll leave skid mark in his goddamn drawers. They need to take Pulev and send his ass back to wherever he's from, Bulgaria or wherever. Tell his ass to retire and chill, man. And go out there, man, and drink some goulash, eat some goulash or some shit. Stay out the damn boxing ring. Absolutely an embarrassment to boxing, but hey, it is what it is. Seeing these two compete for something labeled as a championship cheapens real champions, makes the sport look unserious to casual fans, and shows how sanctioning bodies often prioritize fees over legitimacy. The talent at heavyweight is way too deep. They got the Joshuas, the Usyks, the Wardleys, the Tamas. You got everybody. Even Wilder done bubble his head back up in the mix. Usyk, Hrgovic, Sanchez, Anderson. They got a lot of people, man. Yet somehow old veterans like these guys get title opportunities when young lions are getting ignored. But, in boxing, it's all about business. But a disappointing one. I'm not going to, after I finish the video, I'll get these boxes. They dropping more stuff off. But I tell you what's not going to be a disappointment when it comes to the heavyweight division is Fabio Wardley. When I hear Fabio Wardley, you know what I think? Duck sauce on the fried rice. Fabio Wardley is a beast, is an absolute monster, a monster. Usyk didn't want to fight him, maybe because he just wants to clean out the guys from his era. Usyk's not from Wardley's era. But Wardley keeps getting better and better. Talk about a guy learning on the job real time and doing the business. Man's improving rapidly. And with that improvement comes a very uncomfortable truth. Nobody in the UK heavyweight scene really wants him right now. Matter of fact, on the international scene, they're like, yo, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Wardley is too dangerous, too athletic, too unpredictable, and he fights with a fearless, born fighter mentality. I'll tell you this, if Wardley continues to sharpen his defense, improve his jab, and pick better angles inside exchanges, he may fall into that high-risk, low-reward category. Wardley can knock your ass out, and he can take a punch, and he's got great conditioning. He doesn't have elite conditioning, but it's great. The longer he stays in the gym, it's just a matter of time before he develops that expanded gas tank. And if you got a guy like him who can hurt you, you can't hurt, and he can out-stamina and condition you, your ass is in trouble. It'll be green light, go inside that ring. Assholes and elbows, because when he starts coming at you, them opponents are going to turn, head the other direction. And that's just the truth, man. I wonder what fighters like Dubois, Joyce, and even up-and-comers like Clark, I wonder if Dubois would fight Wardley. I know Joe Joyce would fight anybody. Joe Joyce don't give a shit. But Frazier Clark just lost. Adelaide lost to Wardley. I would like to see Hrgovic. I think Hrgovic's a good opportunity. But the bottom line, a lot of these cats are going to be taking safer routes. You know what I mean? Wardley's not a WBO champion, so he may have some mandatories. He may get a voluntary defense. I don't know. But Wardley's a champion. And his rise is great for fans. I just think it's terrible for matchmaking because he may soon find himself avoided the same way Joe Joyce was avoided for years. Joe Joyce was seen as impenetrable. Impenetrable. Joe Joyce was a monster, man. But he just took so much damage in sparring and in fights where he didn't even try to move his head. Just bing, 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 man. Just ridiculous. But anyway, for Fabio Wardley, we're going to see what's next for him. But I just think he is the next fighter where we're going to be looking at like, yo, he just can't get a fight. Duck sauce on the fried rice. But one guy who's all about the mash-up, crash-up, and he is back, Tszyu. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Bulletproof against Anthony Velasquez. Tszyu continues to show one thing. He's got heart. His mentality is elite when it comes to fighting. He is a warrior. My question is his chin. He once showed a good chin, but now you don't know where his chin is at. He lost to Fundora. Maybe those losses to Fundora taught Tszyu more than any win ever could. Because he made the change. He's working with Pedro Diaz now. Now he's about to come back against Anthony Velasquez. Tszyu is looking mentally unshakable out there in camp with Pedro Diaz. He has consistent training, consistent mindset, and a no-nonsense approach to fighting, and so does his coach and team. And that's good. This is a really good fight for Tszyu coming back. Velasquez is strong. Velasquez is rugged. Velasquez is motivated. But Tszyu, you just got to wonder, with the timing, power, and iron will that he's always had, is he going to look bulletproof, seeing that he has those qualities? And when you take that, you couple it with all the other things that he's picked up from Pedro Diaz. I wonder if Tszyu can if this guy Velasquez can do anything with Tszyu. But I just want to see, man, if Tszyu is going to show the improvements in his defense, maybe some improvements with his patience, which would matter most, picking his shots a little better, and definitely, man, moving that head more. I'm not saying you come and you overhaul a guy like him, but there are some major refinements necessary because Tszyu can't be out there just taking shots. He can't just be out there letting your nuts hang every time you get in the ring. I just talked about a guy. Learn from Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was one of them guys, man. He getting his legs nuts hang. Just run there, you just punch him. He'd take 10 of your shots to land one of his. And he figured he'd take whatever shots you landed because by round 7 or 8, he would out-condition you. And that's how he used to win. He wasn't winning necessarily by his power. Out-conditioning you, you get tired. When you're tired and don't want to fight, he make your ass fight, and Joe Joyce would get you. Tszyu was kind of like that, but now I would hope that Tszyu is no longer a guy who's just walking into exchanges. I hope he's thinking, dissecting, and choosing moments with veteran poise because that's where he's at. He got a lot of experience. He knows what to do, what not to do. And with Pedro Diaz, I think they're going to make him into a real monster, man. But we'll find out. Speaking of somebody who thinks he's a monster, who's going up against a no-kidding monster. Jake Paul, who plans to pick apart a weight-drained Anthony Joshua. Hey, yo, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the weight drain. Rumors keep circulating saying Jake Paul wants to face a weight-drained or diminished version of Anthony Joshua. That's what he's trying to do to him, aiming to capitalize on AJ slimming down too far or chasing a lower weight limit for a unique catchweight event where Anthony Joshua is going to make $90 million. Jake Paul's team operates strategically. You got to give Jake Paul and his team credit. They target these different stars, whether they're fading or not. They just are very particular about who they're picking. They want to make sure their opponents are compromised or fighters with mental question marks. And AJ, post-Usyk era, is still rebuilding emotionally, technically, and physically. And he recently got knocked out by Dubois. Paul believes he can jab, frustrate, and outlast a drained AJ. 100% of us, but I'd say 99.9999999% believe ain't no way Jake Paul is going to survive in there with AJ. Some people are concerned about Jake Paul getting more than tranquilized. The big K word, right? They're like, boxing ain't nothing to play around with. He getting there, he can get the big K word. And they're like, they don't want to see that. Some people feel this fight should not be happening. Should not be happening. That's just how dangerous they consider Anthony Joshua to be. And just how much of there's a potential for Jake Paul to really get irreversible damage. And I'll be honest with you, I could do videos and make jokes all day and shit, but I ain't joking about that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Because here's the truth, right? Jake Paul deserves a lot of respect. Guy's got a good heart, taking care of women. He's even taking care of these fighters who he gives them an opportunity. They're making money hand over fist. He takes care of the kids. He does a lot of good things, and some of his shit doesn't even get publicized, just the negative, but because he talks a little shit. But Jake Paul, at his core, is a solid dude. But I just think a 60% version of Anthony Joshua destroys Jake Paul. But Jake Paul just may land that shot. His hands are looking faster. He's got confidence. You just never know. But I just have to say, Jake might be strategic, but he isn't insane. This match only happens under conditions wildly beneficial to him. That's why they got the weight clause and all that. But, we just got to wait and see how it plays out. Then you got Diego Pacheco, another Mexican monster. Diego Pacheco is one of the most promising young super middleweights in the world. Tall, I think he's 6'4". Tall, rangy, powerful, and improving technically every fight. If he keeps winning, the next step will be, really getting there with all top 10 contenders, former champions, and he should be in a title eliminator already, but it's coming. But the big question is, can he really crack the elite at 168? I say he is. He can. He's considered one of the elite at 168. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, who knows? Canelo just may fight him. You just don't know what Canelo's going to do. But Canelo's almost out of here. Benavidez moved up. Morrell moved up. You got Crawford up there, but Crawford ain't fighting Pacheco. The division is wide open, and Billy's fighting. He's fighting somebody. Where I said Billy's going to lose. Who is he fighting? We just looked at this. And I'm like, oh, he's fighting Hamza Shiraz. But the bottom line is 168 is wide open. 168. Pacheco's timing might make him the next breakout American star in the weight class. Plus, he's Mexican-American, so, he gets to kind of, capture both of those markets. Kind of like Jaya Pataya capturing the Australian market and Samoan market. But we just got to wait and see what Diego Pacheco does. He fights this weekend. I just can't see him losing, man. He's the truth, man. Then you got Shakur Stevenson going to be fighting Tszyu. But my thing is, will Shakur Stevenson unravel if someone hits him clean? If he gets hit and hurt and wobbled and starts dancing salsa in the ring, I know he's half Puerto Rican. I don't think he can dance salsa. If the Suavemente starts playing up in the ring, how is Shakur Stevenson going to handle that shit? Is he going to stay calm like Mayweather when Mayweather fought Mosley and Mosley hit him with them two bing-bings in that round? Or is Shakur Stevenson going to unravel? We know he has elite defense, elite control, elite composure. But the unanswered question is what happens when someone finally lands repeatedly? Shakur has never been in a firefight. He's never had to survive a knockdown. He's never been forced into war by a pressure puncher. All the greats have been there, done that, box check, got the t-shirt. Not Shakur. He doesn't have it at all. Some say he's scared to get hit. Some say he put duck sauce on the fried rice when it comes to a mash-up, crash-up exchange standing toe-to-toe. They say he don't want to get into no free-swinging battle. He's afraid of getting hit. I say he's a boxer. In boxing, you're supposed to hit and not get hit. So how y'all saying that he putting duck sauce on the fried rice? He's not fighting stupidly. But what I will say is I do think when a fighter deals with adversity in that ring and they can come through, that almost puts them into that martyr status. What's that shit? Immortality. They become immortal. Shakur Stevenson's not there yet because we don't know what happens. I'll tell you this, if a fighter like Foster, Ford, Navarrete, or even a lightweight puncher manages to hit him consistently, well, he's about to fight Teofimo. But if Teofimo Lopez can hit him consistently, we'll finally know whether Shakur possesses that dog or whether he mentally checks out. His talent is unquestioned. I want to make sure that, I put that out there. Shakur Stevenson is the truth. And why go your whole career and take punishment? Man, if you don't have to take any punishment, don't take it. Forget these fans. Do what Bill Haney said. Do the Devin Haney. Do the Devin Haney. That's right, man. Fight your fight, man. Because we know talent doesn't equal durability. If durability isn't your thing, don't try to make it your quality. Forget that shit. Leave that shit alone and try to add it to your repertoire. The boxing world's curious and some are skeptical about Shakur, but we're going to find out. Because if there's anyone who can hit him and land consistently, it'll be Teofimo Lopez. But you just don't know until they get in the ring. Just like you just don't know what the hell Joe Goossen was thinking by being a sellout is training Mario Barrios when he used to train Ryan Garcia. Joe Goossen said, all right, man, forget Ryan Garcia. I'm training Mario Barrios. I know Ryan Garcia and I are supposed to be friends. But forget this. I need to get this money. And I don't think Goossen's that good of a trainer. The Diego Corrales days are over. Been over. So Joe Goossen ain't all that to me. But Goossen prefers disciplined fighters who stay consistent, who are coachable and respectful to the craft. Barrios fits that mold. Ryan never has. He doesn't listen. He has no respect for anybody. Ryan Garcia is a cockerhole. This is less about, to some people, about betrayal and more about veteran trainers' sanity. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. But I do think there are some benefits for Barrios with Goossen, although I don't think Goossen's that great of a trainer. The bottom line is he knows Ryan Garcia. He knows his strengths, weaknesses. He knows what opportunities and threats are going to be there. And he can give all that to Barrios. So he will benefit from Goossen's OG experience, teaching him patience, maybe the jab variation, defensive awareness, and things that he can use against Ryan that he saw in sparring and shit that gave Ryan problems when Ryan was working with him. But meanwhile, Ryan continues his unpredictable lifestyle. And he looks to be taking the fight serious. But at the end of the day, Goossen made a career decision, not a personal one, some say. And he's giving, Barrios a really good chance to come out here and clip Ryan. Some are saying that Goossen's on Ryan's side and he's trying to ruin Barrios. And Barrios was stupid to go to Goossen because Goossen and Ryan Garcia have a relationship since Ryan was a young kid. That shit sounds weird, doesn't it? But I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying he's known Ryan for a long time, and they just don't believe Joe Goossen would do anything to try to help someone beat Ryan. So they feel like Barrios went the wrong direction. I don't know if I buy into any of that. I do know, though, that even without Goossen, Barrios has more than enough to beat Ryan Garcia. I'm picking Barrios to beat Ryan. I don't think Ryan will come in and hit him with no shit, and Barrios is going to quit. Barrios not going to fight Ryan like he fought Pacquiao. I think that shit was all orchestrated. When he get in there with Ryan, he gonna run Ryan up out of there, unless Ryan can land a big left hook. But Barrios can fight. But we'll see how it plays out. Now, as far as Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua again, will Anthony Joshua really try to hurt Jake Paul? let me say this. The fact that they're going to meet inside the ring, I think Joshua is not going to throw away what little bit of life he has left in his boxing career. He's not going to throw that away. He will absolutely try to destroy Jake Paul. AJ is prideful. He hates being disrespected. Jake Paul's entire business model relies on poking giants until they react. The moment that Jake signed that contract with AJ, he signed a contract with danger. Proceed with caution. AJ's power is real, man. Care what y'all think about his chin and all that. AJ can hurt you. Badly hurt you. His technique is sharp when he's disciplined too, and he will see Jake Paul as a disrespectful novice needing correction, even though they're friends. Ain't no way in the world Anthony Joshua gets in there and just says, all right, I'll just have a playful sparring match with him now. AJ punches with bad intentions. He'll knock him out and he'll hurt him, and then he'll pick him up and hug him and kiss him, give him a little kiss on the forehead and say, big brother, sorry for whipping your ass. But it's not personal, it's business. And Eddie Hearn, because you better believe Eddie Hearn already told him, AJ, I need you to do the business here. Come on, AJ. Don't take it easy on that fucking Paul. Need you to go on there and clean his clock. Gonna be funny as hell, man. But the bottom line, Vergil, Ortiz, and Ennis, super fight boxing's begged for. Looks like we're getting closer. Gassiev-Pulev, saddest title fight in modern boxing history. I could care less about that fight. Fabio Wardley, bad boy. Bad boy. Everybody about to duck that dude, man. You find the fried rice, find the fried rice and you'll find the duck sauce. They don't want nothing to do with him. Tszyu looking unstoppable in training camp, man. We're going to see what happens when he gets into it with Velasquez. Jake Paul, again, man, trying to drain people and doing what he needs to do. But I don't blame Jake Paul. Get your money, Jizzle P. Diego Pacheco, he may be the future king at 168. Shakur Stevenson, he out here unraveling again. I pray to God, if that dude loses to Tszyu, Shakur will go crazy because the fans give him such a hard time. Such a hard time, man. But he's out there on social media, man, and fans should be appreciative that Shakur takes time to engage with him. Shakur does not have to do that. But they just disrespect him. They disrespect Clarissa Shields. But, him and Clarissa seem to like all that chaos and shit. But anyway, Joe Goossen working with Barrios is what it is. But I'll tell you this. Out of all these fights and everything going on, I want to see if Anthony Joshua is really going to try to hurt Jake Paul. Is he going to hit him to hurt him? And when I say this, I think you'll understand. I hope he does. And what I mean by that is I hope he really goes in with the intentions to fight this man. Not, hey, let's break bread. I'm not going to hurt you. We're just going to go through the motions. Don't do that. You're going to be on Netflix. You're getting paid $90 million. Both of them should try to destroy each other. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So much going on in boxing and shit got my head spinning. That's why I gave y'all a whole lot in this one video, right? What is it? 28 minutes? Good. I'm going to put this on a premiere so y'all can sit back and just let it play out. Keep cool. I'm getting my coffee and chill and go pick up my sons, man. In the breeze.